Welcome to Joyful Jen Yoga. Today's practice is a 30-minute heart opening practice to both ground but then lift and open around the heart space, opening chest and thinking about opening through the thoracic spine as well. Okay, we'll have blocks and a blanket that might be useful. And let's get started. We're going to start actually in a closed knee child's pose. So the idea here, and you might want to block or blanket for your head, the idea with a closed knee child pose is that we'll be more in spinal flexion. So we'll be rounding our back almost like a little rock. So bring your thighs as close together as possible. And then we'll start to draw our spine up and over our thighs. Our forehead might touch the ground. I find it more comfortable to rest my hands under my forehead. Notice if that makes sense for your body as well. And as you settle here, start to notice every breath in, your belly presses on your thighs. Every breath out, your belly draws away from your thighs. Notice the front body breathing for the first few breaths. And then start to shift your attention and focus. Breathe into your back body. Imagine expanding through the back of your ribs even more every breath in. And allow a softening, a surrender every breath out. Breathing in, finding expansion. Breathing out, drawing back to center. Take another full body breath here. And then slowly look forward and slither your way onto your belly. You might have a blanket underneath your hips if that feels good. Elbows will be right under the shoulders. Heart will be pulling forward. Sphinx pose. Press strong through the tops of your feet. So we'll draw those shoulder blades down our back. Notice if your shoulders are creeping up to your ears. Say no thank you. Pull your heart forward. Feel strong through your back body. Breathe all the way up into your top chest. Take another inhale in Sphinx pose. And then on exhale, soften. Kick your elbows out to the side and just rest a moment. Breathe into your upper back, your mid back, and your low back. We'll draw our hands out to the side, fingertips in line with your shoulders. Press into the tops of your feet. Inhale, float your heart up. On exhale, lengthen your spine down. Imagine you could grow taller every breath out. Inhale, peel your torso off the ground. Exhale, lengthen back down one more time like that. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, lengthen down. We'll do the same thing here, but add a little twist. Inhale, peel your heart up. Exhale, drop your right shoulder, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, come through center, drop left shoulder, look right. One more on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, look left, drop right. Inhale, lift up. Drop left, look right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften, lower to the earth. Pause. Feel your belly press on the earth every time you breathe in. Feel your belly draw slightly up and towards your spine every breath out. Take your hands now in line with your chest. Press up to a strong all fours position. When you arrive there, inhale, pull your heart forward. And exhale, round, gaze at your navel. Inhale, find neutral. Send your right leg straight back behind you. Press through that right heel. Left arm sweeps forward. Take an inhale. On exhale, bend that right knee, reach back. catch your foot open across the left side of your chest. Take an inhale. And exhale, gently release, extend out. And release hand and knee. Inhale, heart pulls forward. Exhale, round in. Inhale, find neutral. Left leg stretches back. Right arm reaches forward, find balance. And then bend that left knee, reach back, catch your foot, open your heart. Take a full breath in, stretching open through the right side of your chest. And then gently release, extend back out and lower down. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, press the back of your heart to the sky. Inhale, find neutral. Hopefully you're starting to warm up a little bit. I'm feeling a little warmer. So we'll start to add on a little bit connecting to our center. So from there, we'll slither our way back onto our belly and see if we can reconnect to our core. So you can lower through a knee down vinyasa and then draw your elbows underneath your shoulders again, as though we were coming into Sphinx. But instead of Sphinx Pose, we're going to work a progression into our forearm plank. So we'll start by tucking our toes. Knees and hips are on the ground. Elbows are right under your shoulders, pressed into your fingertips. Start to lift your rib cage off of the earth, your belly button off of the earth, and press up the back of your heart. Notice your ribs drawing to your hips. Feel that engagement. There's a little squeeze of your glutes here. Take an inhale. And then on exhale, press into your knees and float your hips off the ground. Continue that work of pulling your ribs towards your hips and pressing up right at that space behind your heart. Squeeze glutes, gaze gently forward, right in between your thumbs is good. Take a breath in and out. Lift up into that forearm plank. Start to feel your shoulders in line with your hips and that line from your hips to your heels. Take an inhale. Exhale, knees lower, but hips stay lifted. Stay contracted in your center. Lower your hips. Keep your belly and your ribs off. And then lower everything. Pull heart forward. Sphinx pose once more. Lower down to the earth and notice where you might start to feel warm. Bring your hands back in line with your chest. Lift up through a strong all fours. We're back to a balancing table. Right leg back, left arm forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee under your body. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Reach it out, elbow to knee. Stretch back out, release the left hand, step the right foot in between your hands. Here you might want blocks. We'll melt our hips toward the earth, allowing for kind of a relaxed low lunge. So your hips are moving with gravity toward the earth. You're not trying to really engage your muscles too much here. Allow there to be a softening. Take another breath in and out. Inhale, pull the right hip back, straighten right leg. Blocks can stay underneath your shoulders, lengthen spine, and fold it in. Take a breath. And then lift up, re-bend into that right knee. Now this time, hands walk up to your thigh. Squeeze your left glute, that kind of under butt area, right where the glute and the hamstring attach. Press the left hip forward as you draw the right hip back. So you might feel everywhere around your low abdomen engaging. That's what we're looking for. Arms stretch up. Find your strong low lunge. Take a hold of that left wrist. Lift, lengthen, lean to the right. Steady breath in and out through the nose. Inhale up through center. Exhale, hands back onto those blocks. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Right arm reaches up to the sky. You could circle that right wrist a few times. And circle in the opposite direction. And then release your hands to the inside of that right foot. You can move your blocks, walk down the long side of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold it in. Find an opening through the backs of your legs. You might notice that your right and left hamstring feel a bit different here. Inhale, lengthen. Plant your left hand underneath your nose. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky, twisting. Try to keep lifting that right hip so that you're twisting in your thoracic spine and not in your hips. Release the right hand. Left arm reaches up, we twist. Right hip lifts. Full inhale. Exhale, release that left hand. Walk back toward the front of the mat. Plant your hands. Step back to high plank. Find your high plank here. Feel everything squeezing toward midline. Shift forward onto your tiptoes and lower halfway chaturanga. Inhale, heart opens up, dog or cobra. And then we'll press up over our toes. Find your way to downward facing dog. Take a breath in through your nose and a big out your mouth. Lower your knees to the ground. Send your left leg back this time. Right arm forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee under your body. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch one more time. Hug it in. Inhale, reach it out. Release your right hand. Left foot steps forward. Our hands come back to blocks. Melt your hips toward the earth. Allow the support of your arms to keep you here. Let that right hip flexor start to release. And we'll take another inhale. And exhale. Start to straighten that left leg. Toes pull into your shin. Lift your heart and then melt over that left leg. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. Rebend into the left knee. Walk the blocks forward. We don't need them for a moment. We'll take our hands to that left thigh. All right, now it's time to squeeze that right under glute. Press through your right hip flexor. Lengthen up through the crown and feel as you kind of draw the left hip back and press the right hip forward. There's engagement in your low abdomen, engagement in your glutes. Arms stretch up. Take a hold of that left wrist. Lift, lengthen, and lean to the left. So all of this work of grounding into our legs and connecting to our core is the foundation from which we lift our heart, right? When we open our heart, it needs to come from a space of center. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands touch back down. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Right hand stays down, left arm reaches up, circling out that left wrist if it feels good. Right, so as we move, we want to make sure that we're moving from a space that's centered and grounded. Take another breath in this twist. And then let your hands come down to the inside of the left foot. And we'll walk down the long side of the mat. This time transitioning side to side in Skandasana. Noticing if your knees or your hips have something to say here. Maybe your ankles. Play with your transition, your low lateral lunges, opening up through your groin. You might feel this in your hamstring, your inner thighs, your ankles. Take another breath in and out. Walk back around that left foot and we'll step it back to high plank. Shift forward, lower halfway. Inhale up, dog or cobra. Exhale over toes. Find your way to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a sigh out. If you have a blanket or anything on your mat, go ahead and slide it off to the side. It'll just be in the way for the rest of practice. Look forward, step or float your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold it in. Bend those knees, press through your heels. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands come to heart. So we'll play with a modified sun B. So have your feet a good hips width distance apart, like 2 fist distance apart. Spread your toes, drop your bum, reach arms up. Utkatasana chair pose. Keep pressing through your heels. Weight shifts back. Core engages, ribs toward hips, just like when we were in forearm plank. And then straighten those legs, fold on over. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, touch the earth. Listen carefully. Step that left foot back. Pull your heart forward so you're kind of on your fingertips in a runner's lunge. And then send the right leg back, high plank. Shift forward, lower halfway. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, over toes. Find your way to down dog. Right leg reaches up and back. Right foot steps forward in between your hands. Land your left heel. Inhale, arms sweep up, warrior one. Pelvis stays squaring toward the top of the mat to the best of your ability. Reach up through your fingertips. Be soft through your traps, through the top of your shoulder, your neck. And then sweep your arms back behind you. Hover your torso over that right thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up. Again, exhale, sweep your arms back. Hover your torso. This time, inhale, reach arms up. And exhale, sweep your hands back behind you. Interlace fingers. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Imagine somebody had a hold of your rib cage and they were lifting your ribs away from your pelvis. Full inhale. Exhale, right shoulder to the inside of that right knee. And keep pulling your right hip back. Left hip forward, bending deeply into the right knee. And then inhale lifts you up. Keep that interlace of your hands. Look forward, weight into your right big toe. And start to hover the left leg, coming into a variation of warrior three. Wee. Finding your balance for 5. Lift from below your belly button. 4, 3, 2. And on 1, let your hands touch the earth or a block. Find your left heel lifting up to the sky, standing split. Maybe right hand finds your right calf. Maybe left hand finds your right calf. And then hands to the earth. Hug your left knee into your chest and stand all the way tall. Give that left knee a squeeze. And then find your right hand on your right hip. Peace fingers on your left hand around that left big toe. We'll straighten out through the left leg. Pull that left shoulder back on your back. Don't worry if that left knee is bent, it's perfect. Be with good posture. So if that means the knee stays quite a bit bent, be there. Take another inhale and exhale. Regardless of where you are, release your hands from your foot. Arms stretch up. Straighten out the left leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give it all a good shake. Whee! All right. Back to our modified sun salutation B. Feet about hips width distance. Spread those toes. Weight into your bum. Reach your arms up. Sit on back into your chair. Find steadiness. Find your breath. Your ribs keep pulling in and down. Neutral pelvis. Full breath in. On exhale, fold it down. Inhale, lengthen spine. On exhale, hands touch down. Step that right foot back behind you. Stay on the fingertips, lift your heart. And then slowly step it back to high plank. Shift forward, lower halfway chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg reaches up, press through that left heel. And step your left foot in between your hands. Right heel pivots. Inhale, warrior one. Left hip draws back, right hip draws forward, we breathe. Soft heart, soft shoulders, strong foundation. Full inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back as your chest hovers forward. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, hover, arms reach back. Inhale, stretch up. This time, catch your hands back behind you, the funny feeling way. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chest. And then exhale, fold to the inside of that left knee. Keep pulling your left hip back in this humble warrior. And inhale, lift just your torso. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot and start to hover the right leg back. Heart pulls forward, energy through that right heel, warrior 3. Breathing, lifting heart. Feeling those ribs again, draw in towards your hips, shortening your center line. Take a breath in, and on exhale, hands touch down. Right heel floats up higher to the sky. Full breath in. Exhale, play, maybe left hand to your calf. Do what makes sense for another 2 breaths. And when you're ready, hug that right knee into your chest and think about standing up, squeezing that right knee as you come up. Find the strength in that left leg, energy up that left hip, your standing leg. Left hand to your left hip, peace fingers around your right big toe. Press through that right heel. If you want to straighten your leg, you certainly don't have to. Posture is the priority, right? So if that means that your knee is bent so that you can keep your spine in neutral, please do. And then we'll all start to reach our arms up, point through that right toe, balancing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, give it a good shake. You can kind of soft pat out your quads. Whew. All right. Wonderful. Let's make our way to dancer pose. So we'll root into our right foot. Spread those toes. Reach back. So for our dancer, for our purposes right now, we're going to come into an external rotation, that left shoulder, which means you have to be even more conscious of what your inner thighs are doing. But I want that big heart opening across your chest. So you'll reach for the instep instead of the outside ankle, which means that we have to really think inner thighs draw together. As we stretch right arm up, press through that left heel, and then tilt your torso forward. Your hand could be on a block, it could be on the wall. Find your gaze out in front of you, your drishti. Keep lifting up through that right hip. Take another heart-opening breath, and then slowly release. Give that all a good shake. Whew. Root into the left foot. Now spread those toes. Reach back for the instep of your right foot. Left arm stretches up. Keep pressing into the left big toe mound as you tilt your torso forward and press your foot into your hand. Don't overdo the shape, right? Be in a space that feels balanced, not just balanced like not falling over, right? But balanced so that you're not overstretching or overdoing this in your back or your quad or hip flexors. Take another inhale and exhale, gently release. Give it a shake. Whew. Awesome. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, lengthen spine. And then on exhale, step back to high plank. Shift forward, lower to your belly. Reach your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Press through your hands. Squeeze shoulder blades. Press the tops of your feet to the earth. Feel your body waking up, back body. Lift up, low belly. And then if it feels good, you could float your feet as well. Take a breath in. And out, gently release. Let your hips wiggle if you need to. Now we'll stretch our left hand out in front of us. Bend your right knee. For our purposes here, we'll come into an internal rotation of the right shoulder. So we'll reach for the outside of the right ankle with our thumb facing down. Press strong into the top of the left foot and then start to lift your right thigh away from the ground. Try to keep your pelvis still pressing on the earth. How would it feel to then reach the left arm up? Breathing here, almost like when we were on all fours in the beginning of practice, but totally different. Full inhale. Exhale, soften down. Ardha Dhanurasana, half bow pose. Take another breath. And then gently reach your right arm forward. Sweep back, catch the outside of that left ankle, and then start to lift your left thigh. Press strong into your right foot, and right arm can reach up. Breathing, steady. Again, not trying too hard here. There's like a tendency to strain in these shapes. Could you be soft without too much effort? And release. Let that go. You could bend your knees and even windshield wiper your feet side to side if that feels good. Take a breath in and out. We'll press up to all fours and then send one leg out in front of you, the other leg out to the side. So we'll straddle facing whichever long side of the mat makes you happy. Engage through your legs, toes pull into your shin. We'll reach the left arm down the left leg. Right arm sweeps up, big side body stretch. Shoulder blades keep working their way down your back. And inhale brings you up. Right arm, right leg, left arm stretches on up. Inhale brings you back up. We'll scoop under our knees and kind of rotate on our sits bones. Quick check-in here. We'll go from our Navasana to our Ardha Navasana and lower all the way down to the ground. If for any reason that doesn't work for you, make your way onto your back comfortably and safely. Pull your heart forward. Float one or both shins off the ground. And then start to straighten your legs, hovering your torso and your thighs off of the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower. So core is still awake. Let's bend our knees. Bring our feet in and underneath our knees. So you could even kind of touch your toes. Nope. You could touch your ankles with your fingertips. If your arms are really long, you might be able to touch your toes. I don't think I could ever do that. There, that's my 2021 goal. Just kidding. Press into your hands, press into your feet. Lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades, and lift up into your bridge pose. If your bridge pose means that you clasp your hands underneath your body, go for it. If your bridge pose is take a block underneath your hips and be more passive, go for it. We'll be here for 5 breaths. Keep a gentle squeeze of your glutes without clenching. Engaging without gripping. Take another inhale. And exhale, release your hands, lower back down. Walk your feet as wide as the mat and let your knees knock in towards center. You can rest your hands on your belly. Now options. We can lift up to another bridge. You could slide a block underneath our hips, find that supported bridge. Or if it's in your practice and you're interested in playing and you feel like it's safe for your shoulders and all of the above, we'll walk our feet in so they're hips width distance. Take our hands underneath our shoulders, elbows point up to the sky. And then start to press into your feet and your hands, lifting up into your wheel pose. Feet work their way parallel. Heart works its way through your arms. Or we're in our bridge or our supported bridge. Take another inhale. And on exhale, we lower our body back down to the ground. Pause in that constructive rest pose. Notice if the energy has shifted in your body. It probably has. Breathe into it. Gently walk your feet so that they're back to hips width distance. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and we'll work our way into a reclined figure four. Relax through that right piriformis, outer hip, maybe even into the hamstring. Gently release the left foot down. Give the right leg a good shake. Release the right foot. The left leg stretches up and left ankle crosses over the right thigh, hugging the right leg in. Keep energy through the left foot, the toes pull in towards center. Allow for another deep breath in and a releasing exhale. Letting go of tension in that left leg. And then the right foot lands, the left leg lifts up to the sky, and we give it a good shake. Left foot lowers, and then we find our way down into our Shavasana. So allow your body to relax down. Let your shoulder blades draw down your back. Let your eyes soften closed. Notice the energy moving through your body. Perhaps a shift. Maybe you feel a little bit more energized. There's a little bit more freedom in your upper back, your shoulders, your chest. As always, stay as long as you can, resting in your Shavasana. If you need to move on through your day, we'll start to slowly awaken the body with a wiggle of fingers and toes. And then gently stretch your arms up overhead, taking a full body breath in and a big out to your mouth. Hug your knees into your chest, offer up a big squeeze. Roll to your favorite side, use your hands, work your way back up to a seat so you can sit up on the edge of your blanket. Arms sweep all the way up overhead. Exhale, hands come down to heart center, eyes can be soft or closed. Bowing forehead to fingertips in gratitude. I wish you all abundant joy. Be well.